Alright, so here is the cylinder controller, just like a basic proof of concept. This is being served off of, see, this is my local network here. This is being served off of the Arduino itself, the microcontroller, and this trigger button tells it to shoot that cylinder right there. So when I hit this button, this will go off for me. That's me clicking this button. So it's got a little bit of a delay, but I can work on tightening that up. But that's pretty cool. I'm controlling this thing over the network. So what we have here is we got our power supply. It goes to the Arduino, which now has an Ethernet shield. So as you can see, that's the microcontroller talking to the network. Those lights flashing. This cord is hooked up to my router, and that controls the relay, which controls the solenoid, which fires the cylinder. And code for it is, I'm not going to go through all the code that creates that web page, because there's a ton of code on here, and a lot of it is just, well, some of it's pretty neat. It's setting the IP address compatible with the network, setting the MAC address, starting up the server, but most of this is just printing HTML so that I can have this little interface here. But I just wanted to prove that I could actually submit to this thing and get it to do stuff. So eventually, ignore this, that's going to be the pattern that it does, and it'll eventually be a switch that goes off and on, and then while it's on it does a little pattern, and then when it's off it goes off. But right now this is just a trigger cylinder, so got the delay set at 1 second, and it just does the same thing I was doing, only it does it when it gets this parameter in the query string. This is kind of a hacky way to do this, so I'm going to tighten this up into more of a production logic, production architecture as far as like the coding is concerned, because we need to really speed this thing up, and I'm sure there's a much more streamlined way, a much more efficient way to interact with this thing, but this is proving that it can be done. So all we have to do now is go back, comb over this code and figure out the best way to tighten it up and make everything perform really well. But the fact that I can do this and that fires off is really cool, so I'm happy.